So, hey, hi everyone. We'll just be starting within 2 to 3 minutes. I know you all are busy, and we also have one of the important announcements. As Auden previously shared in our conversation, that OpenAI is also launching their GPT-5 thing. So that's something you also might want to take a look if you are interested in that. But yeah, that's being said. Hey, Samar, James, Grish, Gaby, thanks for joining. Yeah, Marco is also here. Marco is our product guy who will give us a more update, a lot of updates on the recent developments on the custom GPT side, a lot of exciting features. So yeah, really excited for that. So what you see on your screen is the brief agenda of this third edition of Office Hours for Developers. So I'll just introduce the participants and we can quickly move towards product updates from Marco. We have some good agentic features, and then I'll walk you through Custom GPT Starter Kit. We have actually implemented an open source version of the UI. So let's say you might not like proprietary UI, feel free to adjust, change colors, move things here and there, add paddings, or increase the buttons or layouts anywhere you want. It's completely open source. It's on GitHub. I'll just share the link with you guys right now so you can take a look. You can share this with the designers or developers, however you want it. So just let me share this on the chat. Yeah, there you go. It's still in beta version, so you might see some hiccups here and there, but it's almost 99% ready for production use cases. And we have one Easter egg as well, which I'll reveal when I actually give you the demo of this starter kit. So stay tuned for that. Great. Yeah, England. Yeah, Samantha. Well, great then. Alden, shall we start? Marco, are you ready?
Yep.
Great then. Let me take the lead and slideshow version. Okay, so this slide you have already seen. So what things that we are going to talk about today is the second thing is the open source starter kit, which gives you out of the box web app for anything to start with using our RAG APIs. You'll get embed chat screen features. So let's suppose you have a personal website and you want to install an open source version with your modifications, your little nudges here and there, but your data actually remains with us and you can see a custom screen for that. We have that starter kit ready for that. The floating chat agent, that means the small little icon that you see on usually the left side, left bottom of your screen. You can also have that. It's also multi-instance, so you can have different agent IDs with each of those chatbot, and they'll all answer based on the data you have with those agents. You can modify the UI however you want, and all the API functionalities are implemented. So let me just show you what things you'll get, but that's the second part of demo. The first thing will be, of course, from Marco, and he'll also talk about the new agentic actions that we have, basically uh, context awareness and driving conversations. So more on that by Marco. And the third thing will be, of course, the recordings will be available on our YouTube channel, and things which got improved maybe from our last office hours that we did approximately 2 to 3 weeks before are these agentic things like customer support, research assistants, website copilot, and revenue agents. So this is also an improvement. If you were on our community Slack channel, you would have seen a message by Marco stating what it means, what it means to have these things enabled now. So how these agents will use the advanced persuasive techniques to drive towards a goal. That's our revenue agent and the website copilot thing. So I leave that to Marco to just give you an overview of these additions to the product, and then some bug fixes. Like we all anything that you mention us that this thing is not working, we just go ahead, do a weekly release of all the bug fixes. So take your time, you can read about it, what things got fixed, what it works now, what maybe was not working as expected. So just take 10 seconds to 15 seconds to read it out if you are interested, or else all these things are already present in our custom gpt's community Slack channel. So yeah, that's one bug fixes thing that we usually tell. These things got fixed in case you might have slipped out or were not attentive enough. So yeah, that happens. And then the last thing is, yeah, if you are still not on our community Slack, please feel free to scan this QR code and join. I'm assuming you all already are. So let me skip ahead and yeah, let's start. So I'll just hand over the stage to yeah, Marco. So Marco, it's all yours.
Hey, hey everyone. Uh, can you get slides back on,
Sure,
please?
sure. Just let me share it again. There you go.
Can I shuffle them?
Yeah, you will have access on the screen to go left and right. I think
Cool,
so.
cool, cool. Yes, so basically there are two features that I want to talk about today. One of them is giving, expanding basically agents awareness and making sure that agents just know what they are uh, dealing with basically in order to provide better responses. And the other feature that we'll talk after that is something that we call drive conversions, which enables agents basically to work towards some goal that you gave them in order to drive users and traffic there. And together, we call these two features Revenue Agent, which is an initiative, a project that we have been working on for the last few months that basically can enable AI agents that not can save money, but can start actually making money for you. So this first bit of that is something that is actually website awareness or web page awareness of the agent, or context awareness, in other words, which basically means that you can go to the app and enable the feature for the agent that will ensure that it knows on which web page is it currently, or it knows what exactly is user reading. And it can help it to create highly relevant responses, because everything is exploring in the context of basically agent can use that to anticipate why is user asking some question in the context of the page where they are in that moment, and try that to use that to try to be one step ahead of the user and try to provide more comprehensive answer. And second thing you can do with that is use proactive starter questions, which we can see how it looks on the next slide. Just to answer the question from Stefan, web page. It knows exactly on whatever page you are currently on, it knows that. So it is not general website knowledge, it is very specific for that particular session. And when you go to the next page, it will get updated and so on. And you can enable this type of proactive prompt, which means that agent will use the content of that page, for example, some blog post or pricing page or feature page that agent is deployed on, and use that content to prepare some proactive prompt for user, which in our experience is resulting in almost 10x number of conversations per page, because people are now getting these prompts that are highly relevant to what they are actually looking for, which of course increases the chances of conversation and of basically happy experience after that. And this context awareness, no, web page awareness is a part of broader initiative of adding more and more context to to agents. Last dev hour, we talk about that awareness of its own knowledge base, and we are planning some more features that we will be able to talk about next time that will actually complete this whole project and enable you to build agents that just know better what they are supposed to do because they know more about the user, about their intentions, and can provide more quality responses. And the other feature is drive conversions, which is actually way more complex in AI flow sense. And it starts when once you enable it, you set a URL, which is basically a target where agents should get users to. That can be your register page, that can be some subscribe to some newsletter, or basically anywhere. We saw some people who want to get agents to FAQ page, for example. So you can set whatever is the high value goal for you. And then agent will use advanced flows that we built to basically plan ahead and try to convince you, persuade you by providing you value to get there. And two another important things that are happening in these conversations is that we instructed agents to be highly conversational and short in their responses. So you will not get those regular walls of text, 20 bullet points or something that normal agents would do. These will be one or two short paragraphs with some hook at the end, where that hook agent will try to build it in a way that it is relevant to your previous question. And they will not provide you citations in our usual format. They will instead use whatever link they use and highlight certain words in the response, basically like human would do. Roy asks, is it possible to get presentation for this? You can go basically to our webpage, CustomGPT.ai, and you will get that agent in bottom right, which has both of these features I'm talking about right now. So you can test it live yourself right there. And this is basically how it looks. So responses are short, citations are provided in this type of in-text links, and there is this agent has a target to get you to our free trial register page. It does that, and then it finishes response with some question for you in order to keep conversation going. And we noticed two things while experimenting with this for past 2 months. First, these conversations are 3 to 4 times longer than regular conversations, which are, we believe, effect of both like these smart hooks that it puts, but also of fast and short responses, which basically make everything more look more human. And also, we noticed that it is between 7 and 8 times people are more likely to click on these type of links than they were before for our agents before we implemented these changes. And these two features together are basically our first attempt to start to work on agents that can actually bring revenue and bring money and not just work on the cost side of the company, but can actually start working on income side as well. So yeah, that's basically it from my side about these two features we released in the last few weeks. I think Priyansh can now continue with his
Sure, sure. So
open source deployment, and then we
Can I
can
add some?
go to questions later. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like super excited about the revenue agent, and I wanted to highlight as to the business side of the equation as to why this is exciting, right? A lot of us, we work with marketing agencies or sales teams or customer support teams, and till now AI has been typically used as a cost savings. It has been used to like, answer a few questions, maybe make some employees more productive, right? But now, with this agentic behavior, what you want AI to do is you want AI to actually drive revenue, right? So, using us itself as an example, we spend a lot of money and effort to get people to our website, right? Because we are a software as a service. So, initially, we had the chatbot whose only job was to answer questions and basically deflect tickets from the support department, because answering support tickets is pretty expensive, right? Then came the idea that why not use agentic technology such that this agent here that is being shown on the screen at the bottom is able to act like a real salesperson that knows everything about the company, but at the same time can use consultative sales techniques to actually drive what matters, right? Which in our case was registrations and subscription signups, right? For other people, it could be setting appointments. For some people, it is capturing leads. For e commerce players, it is driving more sales, right? So, what we said to ourselves is why not create this revenue agent that knows everything that is required for a great salesperson to do their job on this page for this instance user that is coming in, right? So that's where the contextual awareness comes in, which, if you all are familiar with Google AdSense, you'll see like how well it is able to understand the context of the page such that the ads are very, very, you know relevant to what the page is on, right? So we incorporated that contextual awareness into the system and then combined it with other factors to make the conversions work. At the end of the day, what this allows people to do is, instead of just looking at this as a support function, it can now tap into the sales function. So if you're an agency, you can tap into the sales function, the marketing department, and make this more richer than just a classic like chatbot. So that's the motivation behind it. And the initial results that we are seeing on both on our website as well as a couple of early alpha customers are just like blowing our mind as to the intelligence that the system is showing, and the results were the most important. Like the amount of lift that we are seeing is really, really exciting.
Got it. Thanks, Alden, for that beautiful introduction to the revenue agent. So I guess if Marco is, let me go back. Yep, yep, yep. So Marco is done with the part, and I'll just keep it very brief to not waste anyone's time. So this is the starter kit that I was talking about. Let me just remove this. Yeah. So this is an open source starter kit that we have developed. So you'll feel a difference in how the custom GPT UI look like and what this UI looks like. Feel free to modify it. So this is how a chat screen looks like, pretty much similar to how OpenAI or Claude makes their UIs. We tried to implement that so you don't have to find where I can find my conversations or the details about it. This is the normal chat screen. We also have something like widgets. So this is the widget. If there will be a small oval button over here, a circle, if you click it, you see an agent here. So this is single agent deployment. This is my YouTube agent, one of the agent that I embedded as part of the chatbot. And this thing, the one thing that you see in the center of the screen is actually the embed, which you can add anywhere on your screen. So there's two things, and let me show you actual demo of those things. So I've already started running this on my local machine. The code for it is available over here. If you go to Poll the People, you will find Custom GPT Starter Kit. and all the deployment methods, how or where you can integrate it, how to add this to your WordPress site, how to add this to your React site, or how to add this to your Next.js site. So just go through the README. We also have a docs section over here, which will tell you about the integrations and the details about it, the WordPress thing, React standalone, Next.js. We also have a Docker file for this. So let me just go back. And instructions for Docker file will be coming soon. But keep in mind, this is a beta release. We have just shipped this, as you can see, 23 minutes ago. I just pushed it out. Uh, if you find any issues with it, just feel free to create an issue over here. We'll take a look at it. And the Docker, yeah, we have a Docker file as well as Docker compose.yaml as well. So feel free, if you're a developer, go through these files, check how to deploy this. The examples will contain the sample codes, like suppose, yeah, how you can add this simplified floating button. You can just import this component in your project and use it in one of the following ways. Option one can be with a simple floating agent with agent ID, agent name. We have API key system as well. I'll show you how to implement this as well. So your APIs are not shown anywhere in the browser or accessible to the public, and more options on having like where the CSS path, auto load should be on or off. So all these documentations will be there. Now let me show you actually how it looks like in action. So this is the UI screen. If I go and hit on create, oh, okay. Let me just start my server. Let's one more time. So I can just go npm run dev. Yep, it's working. You can also host this. It doesn't require a backend. Everything is integrated in one command only. So yeah, let me go back again. And yeah, you can also shift all your agents via available agents. So I have the following agents in mind. If you have more than 12 agents, so you can just load more agents. So like Alden has around 1,000+ agents. So just load more and you'll have this. I don't expect everyone else to have maybe 1,000 agents. So shift through all the agents. I'll just take Wakil agent, for example, and yeah, switch to Wakil agent. I can go and go to a new chat. Yes, it's switched to a new chat, and I'll ask who is Priyansh, because this basically has information about my blog, which I have a separate blog. So yeah, it sells Priyansh is this and that. It will also cite me sources, and if I click on sources, I can see the details about that particular source, where the data is coming from. It has citation ID as well. Click on it, it will just take me to an exact location where it got its information. As well as if I go to more details, it will show me about the user ID, when it got updated. All the meta requests that we send via our APIs will be shown here, as well as the question, the ID of that question, the message ID, and things like that. So that's one thing about it. I can also go and check all the conversation, all the past conversations, and page one, page two, page three is well paginated over here. I can also go and click this little three dots. I can view details about each of the conversation, the name of it, when it got created, the user information, who created it, in case you are having more than one user. Just let me click over here. If you want to add a new agent, just add test agent one, describe it like test agent one for demo. Yes, make this agent publicly accessible. Then you need to add a sitemap, or at least a basic, maybe upload something, or website URL. So for this purpose, I'll just add a sitemap, sitemap.xml. So this is my pet project. So I usually use this to test out things. So I've added my website as sitemap. I'll click on next. It will just give me a review and create. And when I hit on create an agent, it will basically go ahead and create an agent for me. So you don't have to go to our custom GPT app. You can do so with these open source implementation of our RAG API as well. So this is actually the projects section where you can see all your projects. So I have around 14 projects right now. Wakil agent, YouTube agent. I go to this Wakil agent. It will show me the general ID, default prompt, example questions, delete this project, and appearance things. The thing which you all usually see on our app.customgpt.ai thing are also implemented with the right API. You can also go and take the behavior, set custom personas, check the knowledge base. You want only your content or your content plus ChatGPT knowledge base, preferred languages, best practices, etc. You can also see your data sources. So I have one file upload that's here, and content pages, which all pages are indexed. So you see there are around 1300 pages in this sitemap that I uploaded. This Wakil agent already has a sitemap, so it shows all the pages. If you click on, let me see, yeah, crawl, okay, I can see the metadata of that page as well, where it is getting the project IDs. Let me scroll ahead and show you. Yeah, this website got indexed, so let me click and see its metadata. Yeah, it's a different language. It also supports various languages, as we have shown to you. You can also re-index if you want to, or delete a page. So let me just go ahead and delete this page. It will ask me, are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. And it got deleted from here. Page deleted successfully. Then you can also see a bunch of conversations, like suppose, yeah, what you can help me with. If I go and view conversation, you will see a basic list of what happens, which all conversations happened, and a basic message overview of your conversations, which we saw on the chat screen. So let me cross it out, and the security things, visibility, reCAPTCHA, the rate limiting, basic things which you usually see on the website as well. And then we also have a profile section, a basic one about the user details, whatever it was, and the settings with dark theme and white theme, and some basic information. So dark theme is not that well supported, but it kind of works, but still a few bugs here and there. So yeah, this is how it looks like on dark theme. It's not actually pretty much good, but kind of workable. I'll just fix this maybe around next week's time. So just stay with us for that. And one more thing, the last Easter egg I would like to show you, but let me check if anyone has any questions, and then I'll show you something interesting which you might actually want it here. So let me check if anyone has any questions till now. Um, yeah, yeah, please go ahead, Amalia, if I'm, yeah.
Hi, Amalia from South Africa. I've got 3 questions. One question directly relates to what's been presented today. So Alden, I hear you in terms of the looking at the revenue agent as being an area where traditionally AI has really been about cost savings and efficiency, and this is actually about making money. And I think that's really, really important. What I wanted to find out, if you have an existing chatbot AI agent in CustomGPT, can you convert that existing agent into a revenue agent, or do you have to recreate what you have?
Yes, you can actually do that with one click. You can go to that agent's personalized page, and
Yes.
you will see a new drop-down that we added that says agent role. And in that drop-down, you can find revenue agent, and it will ask you for the target URL that you want to use. And basically, after you provide that, it will automatically apply all relevant settings.
Marco, are you able to share your screen, if you don't mind?
No, I mean, I need to go and find it. Just... Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So we have added this new setting here, agent role.
Okay.
Which these agent roles are basically just template settings. So they don't offer any AI functionality. Additional, they just apply different settings for different use cases. And one of them, let me just switch it back, is clicking revenue agent. It will warn you that some settings will be changed. You can find exactly which settings on our documentation website. And after you click yes, you'll be asked to provide some URL. After that, you'll be asked to provide avatar if you want. As you see in the demo, that we can have that avatar that is animated, and or you can keep the default one, and that's it. Basically, you will get like features that I talk about, like these two get activated automatically, and some other features that help it work. as intended. And
Great.
everything is explained in more detail on our support site in documents.
All right. Then the second question that I want to ask, and this is maybe a bit of a broader question. Actually, it dovetails with the third question. When we've been looking for developers, and what I love about Custom GPT is that you are really positioned for the SME market. And we're based in South Africa, but I've seen people from all over the world utilizing your tools. But what I found whenever I put a call out for developers, that it is really quite challenging to find someone who's familiar with Custom GPT. Inevitably, what they want to do is utilize your API, then combine it with OpenAI's API, and then come back with a solution, which just doesn't, it should be short-circuited. So the question here is, does Custom GPT have almost a portfolio of authorized or endorsed engineers, developers that we as consumers or users of Custom GPT can interact with and engage with? So that would be part two of the question. And then the third part is one of the solutions which we've been really trying to work on, but it keeps falling over because of lacking someone who has Custom GPT expertise, is setting up limitations on the number of tokens or queries that consumers can use. And the reason that this is very important for one of our projects, it's very much about a social responsibility project where we're trying to provide equitable access to users. So we do want to put a cap on usage, but the system keeps falling over because developers that we're using, it'll work for a while, then it'll work perfectly in Chrome, then it works in Edge, and then the solution falls over. So I'm really looking for some expertise from the Custom GPT side that we can draw on, that, and also that we trust, because I really, I have nothing against freelancers, fantastic, but I really want someone that I can trust who knows what they're doing, and that my data and whatever projects I'm doing is safe. So that's question 2 and 3 wrapped in one.
I can take this one if you want. Yeah. So the first question is vetted developers, right?
Yeah.
And the way we tackle that is on two fronts. In the chat, Bill just posted a link. We created a list of vetted partners.
Okay.
They can work with SMEs and agencies to help build solutions beyond what our platform capabilities are, right? Or in some cases, it's also like automations and, do
Yes.
an N8N automation or a Zapier automation, like whatever the outcome is, whatever the use case is, there is the partner directory where it's all like vetted partners. And if you contact any of us, or if you have an account manager and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking, we can direct you towards the right partner, right? Because the partners vary. There are some that are super like technical and API oriented, and then there are some that are more like business facilitators who can do no code and things like that. So that is more like a partner ecosystem. I'm guessing that those engagements are like go into the couple of thousands and are more for like SME deployments. Uh, we recently kicked off a new initiative. It's very new, and I'm not really sure how mature it is yet. And that new initiative is on for people who don't want to spend thousands, but want to spend only $100 to do some small thing, right? So we're trying to create a Fiverr army of freelancers who can help with smaller tasks, right? We all sometimes get like little tasks that are $50 or $100 type tasks, and we are creating a little Fiverr freelance, vetted ecosystem that people can use, which are familiar with the with custom GPT. Right. Yeah. The thing to watch out for is when developers say, I'm going to build this myself. And that's when things really like start to go crazy because, there's this picture going around of an iceberg. And when developers say we are going to build this ourselves, they build like 5% of what's required. And then once you go into production, you have all the remaining 95% of problems that start surfacing. So that's why working with partners who understand and who understand productionizing, who understand your needs is typically a good idea. A- And trying to avoid developers who just say, I'm going to build everything myself. Right. So that's the first part. The second part on the token limit, uh, one challenge for us is we do not authenticate the end user. So it's very difficult for us to limit on something that is not authenticated. Uh, we could try and guess based on like browser and IP address and things like that, but people just find a way around it. So I think your question was around like, you don't want one single user to just hammer your entire query limit. And so our solution to that is if you really do need per user limits, then you will have to, use our API and enforce it yourself. Like it's very difficult for us to do it out of the box if we are not authenticating the end user.
But Alden, in using your API, would you have someone who could help us do that? Because
Yeah,
what
definitely.
we've got from our developer who has been trying, just not succeeding. So that's really my question. I'm looking for ways where we could have solutions that, and as you've proposed, it's about if we're utilizing the API, then that's the workaround on setting limits on token usage. So
Yeah, definitely.
that's
And
great.
I think the business solution to this would be to work with somebody in the partner directory.
Mhm.
Uh, the maybe Priyansh, this might be a little feature for the starter kit, right? This is exactly the type of thing that the starter kit would do in addition to what we are offering as a platform.
Sure, sure. Do post your requests or create an issue, and we'll just pick it up and create those sample code bases or sample snippets of code in the starter kit as well.
So Priyansh, do you want me to pop you a mail with what I'm looking at?
Sure, that also works. It would be better if you can just, if you're familiar with how GitHub works, or if your developer is familiar with how GitHub works, you can just create issues that you need these features as feature requests there. So that's a more developer-oriented thing. Email also works. I'll just create the issue myself then.
I will email because I'm not a developer, but I like sitting in on these to understand what's coming. And I think that the product development that you're doing is fantastic. And the accessibility of low code, no code is amazing.
Sure, sure. Do shoot me an email.
All right.
May I just say as well, with regards to the token usage, wouldn't that be down to how you instruct the bot to, to get the correct information out of the user and to make sure that the right prompting is there in the first place to avoid a lot of token usage?
So Samantha, this particular project is a social initiative where we're looking at deploying a kind of like a mentorship chatbot to schools in different countries in Africa. So what we wanted to limit was to say, per girl, you've got 100 tokens to use in a month. So that was the idea behind this, that they can utilize this tool to extract the information they want in a fair way.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm creating bots at the moment for education as well.
Okay.
So I was the way that I was kind of constructing the bots that I've done is to make sure the starter prompts are there. Because I'm like you, I was like, well, how on earth can I make sure that there's only X amount of tokens per user? So if the information is, if the bot can identify that the user's getting the correct information so that the user's not having to circle around in different directions all the time using up more tokens, maybe that's a way around it. And also, depending on what type of learner the user is, that might also be something to consider as well, because then the information is more accessible to them in a manner that they're, you know, that's wired for them, and they're not using as many tokens perhaps.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, Samantha, and just to confirm here, what you're talking about is quite different than what Dr. Amalia is talking, right? Dr. Amalia is talking about per user rate limiting, irrespective of the type of query. I think what you're talking about is conversation limiting, wherein you want to encourage certain type of behavior in the user conversation, such that you
Because I
want
don't see any
in
other way of limiting the tokens. So that was my way of working around it, because I can't, because I'm not aware of any other way of doing it.
Yeah.
Dr.
So
Amelia.
the thing is, you know, in some cases, people want the conversation to be longer. In some cases, they want the responses to be shorter. So a lot of that can be achieved using the persona feature. Like in our case, for example, we've realized that on the revenue agent, the more the user is opening up and talking, the more the conversions are. So the agent has been customized, or like using the persona feature to say, you know, please encourage follow-up questions, please encourage suggestions and things like that. It keeps the thing rolling, and that results in like higher conversions. I had another application where I needed the responses to be very small, so rather than the big wall of text, you know, descriptive responses, we needed the responses to be like 100 words or less, especially like for a voice agent, for example. So again, that could be achieved using the custom persona feature, where you say that you want the responses to be 100 tokens or less or something like that. So that's how you can uh, customize that part. But I want to differentiate that these are two completely different things.
Roy also got a question, I think.
Yes, hello. I'm Roy from Israel, I'm a full stack developer, and I'm using a CustomGPT to build on top of your platform to small businesses. And I'm very happy to hear that you are having something that can help sales now, because this was a really big use case. And I have a question about the analytics API. I remember I tried to integrate it into my dashboard, and it was lacking. I think it was missing some analytics like emotions and intent. So I was wondering if you are going to share those sometimes in the future. And another question, it's more general. Did you have in mind of this use case, a white labeled AI for small businesses? It's something you thought of when you built this company? And if so, do you have the best practices for this kind of business?
Yeah, I can take the second question. So when we built the company, what we wanted to do was enable others to resell individual GPTs if needed. So on the premium plan, for example, you know, we allow removing the branding, and you can create 100 GPTs and sell it to 100 different companies. So we have some marketing agencies that do that. You know, they pay us the $500 and they sell individual GPTs for $69.99 per month, right? So that was one idea. uh, I do want to differentiate that we are not go high level, right? In go high level, not only, would you be able to create like a website or a chatbot or something, but your individual clients also get their own logins, and they are completely segregated to be like an agency system. We are not that. We are more a platform system, and we enable others to be able to create businesses like this. So if an agency wants to, you know uh, support 100 different small businesses, they can do that and charge like $70 a month using our platform.
Yeah.
But it is a, a
And
deployment method rather than a white label, fully white label method.
yeah, so yeah, but with your API, it's very possible to differentiate the different customers. Like in my own system, of course, using the custom GPT. So I'm happy to hear that it's I'm using it correctly, basically.
Yeah, yeah. And some others, like I know there's somebody else, they use the Vercel AI chatbot and co-branded that, and then use our system as the backend. So lot of options available on that front if the API is being used.
Thank you.
Yeah. How is the business going? Are you able to get small businesses to sign up, and is it for customer bots?
Yeah, we just started maybe 6 weeks ago, and already many people in Israel are interested. We have a big design partners like a hotel with a lot of rooms already interested, and we're already trying to figure out how we can integrate it, to order rooms and send it. It's what you started the meeting with, so I was very pleased with it again. That it will be able to help the sales process, especially with links, and we are looking for add to cart functionality. So it seems like it can do everything we need. I'm very pleased so far.
Awesome. Yeah, so if you want to be early beta, like either hit up Marco or Priyansh, and as long as you'll have the systems to test it out, that we would really love to engage on that.
Yeah, sure. I'm on the Slack, and of course we'll keep in touch. I also feel that it's a very nice community, like having those meetings, and the Slack support is very responsive, and it feels like I have a father and mother, as we say, that take care of me.
It's a super exciting time, you know, in AI right now.
Yeah,
As you can see, how fast it is growing. But more importantly, it's now going from being like a technology to being like actual impact, right? Like, technology is cool and exciting for us developers, but if revenue jumps 7%, 12% with the AI actually working, then that becomes like real business impact. And
yeah,
so,
and it definitely does, because for support, I read a lot of articles to understand like how does the AI can make it better. And if people have to wait for support, maybe they don't want to wait. They said the support is not good enough. They want to purchase. Maybe they don't know how to find a way in the website. So for sure, it's incredible. And I was just a kid when they invented the internet, but I feel like it's on the same level.
yeah, totally. And for support, it is such a slam dunk use case. Like
Yes, yes.
right now, even for us, we have about 10 different support agents that are operating at different places, right? On the website, there is the revenue agent, and there is on the documentation, there's a documentation agent. On the billing page, there's a billing assistant, right? Right now, we are also kicking off other agents that can help in different aspects of support, like when a new ticket comes in into our fresh desk system, instead of the person just trying to figure out how do I respond to this ticket, there's an agent that comes in and creates a sort of like a helper note that says, okay, for this, here is a answer based on all of our previous documentation, right? Then there's another agent that comes in and says, based on the past history of all tickets, here is something that you might find useful, right? So we are already at about 10 agents when it comes to customer support. And I'm thinking that that number is going to grow very high as we add more agentic stuff. Like, I want something that can analyze an account and then say, okay, besides just support, how do we make this customer successful, right? Then it becomes like the agent is goes from support to success, right? Then another thing would be like, how can support drives upsells and sales? Now that opens up new business use cases. So it's a really exciting time as to like what these agents can really unlock in terms of like business outcomes.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm very excited about it.
Oh, sorry. I think Dr. Amalia, you're on
Doc-
mute.
Just off of what you were saying, of just, when we have conversations like that, there's open brainstorming. But thinking about all those different agents that you develop, they could each one of those be different use cases in their own right and almost sellable to custom GPT users. This is like I've spoken about the revenue agent. This could be the research agent. This could be the bringing in kind of traditional disciplines, marketing, whatever the case may be. And yes, I'm thinking a little bit from an agentic point of view, but they're all revenue drivers which have got compatibility and good use applications.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why that screen that Marco showed with like the 4 cards, that should probably be like 100 cards at some point, right? Because some of the things that we built here, like ticket assistant agent,
Yeah.
right, is applicable to anybody who has a help desk, right? We have another one called like a ticket manager, somebody who looks at the response, does a full analysis, and says, okay, here are the things that you could improve. Here are, almost like a manager looking over your shoulder. So all of these can be like start becoming best practices agents, right? It's almost, in my mind, I look at it as, if I could afford 1,000 employees, what would they be doing, right? And then you take those functions and you make them like, have an AI agent on that. So we just have to do a better job of publishing these templates so that anybody can be like, okay, I need something for my billing page. Here is the best practice for it. That sort of stuff. I need something for my in-app product support. Here is the template for it. That's the sort of thing we need, like a little more documentation and templates for those.
Arun, we have just one last thing I would like to show everyone, and then we can have this conversation again, keep on going. So just what 2 minutes, quick 2 minutes, I'll show you one amazing thing. And yeah, so coming back to the demo that we were seeing, so this is how it looks like actually. If I close it here, you can see that this chat with us bot opens up on your website, add it to anywhere, have as many bots as you would like on your screen. And this is the embed thing. Ask any questions. You can also select multiple conversations, conversation one, new conversation. Also, you can limit the number of conversation anyone can create on your site. So let's say I have created, let's say, 5. Now I cannot create more because I have added a limit that anyone on your website where this is embedded can just create 5 conversations. So that's one thing. The same is the case with this floating chatbot as well. Create new conversations, and it will just limit after you have maybe 5 conversations. Yeah, it won't let you create. That one thing. And the last thing, and one of the most cool thing that I think would you would appreciate when it's like in production, it's not right now, is something voice capabilities. So if I click over, you see one thing, you can also upload things. Like if you want to upload a PDF, just click on this, hit and yet it will get this PDF into your knowledge base, and you can ask questions based on that. That's one thing. The second thing is this voice mode, this little pink button, but it's actually not in like fully developed right now, but this is how it would look like. And if I go back and see you actually how it would look like, yeah, if I ask a question, it will send me a response. I'm not sure if you. So this is how it would look like when it's actually been taken to production. So this is actually similar to how OpenAI does, sorry, ChatGPT does. You see this screen with Clause and hey, hi, how are you? It will understand and respond to me in the voice. So we kind of try to implement the same thing in this starter kit. So it's not actually production ready, but maybe by next week you'll have this up and running in anywhere you want to. So that's one thing that I would like wanted to show you. So yeah, that's it. So yeah. So now we please have the conversation flowing if anyone has any questions.
I would just like to know about the analytics APIs, because for my use case, I'm building of course, another website for my company, and I would like to show each client the analytics for his specific agent. So it would be really beneficial for us and to get more clients.
So let me take this one. So everything you have on customer intelligence page in the app, we are literally this minute testing that before releasing it via API. So it should be available in next few days at most.
Amazing. Thank you.
You'll be able to get everything you have, like all these customer emotions, intent, all the stats, everything that you'll get like in export JSON, you would have it via API.
Right.
Marco, after it is released, let's make sure Roy gets to confirm that it's working.
Will do.
Of course, I will contact you for whatever I'm encountering.
Yes. Awesome. Cool. You want to take it home, Priyansh?
Sure. So yeah, sure. So that was our third office hours developer edition. We'll keep doing this. Maybe around 2 weeks from now, you'll get another notification from us about our fourth developer office hours with new exciting updates. Up till then, this the starter kit that I just showed you will be completely production ready for all of you. So yeah, yes, maybe Samantha, next week or next to next week, it will be available for use. But keep in mind, this is using OpenAI's Whisper features. You might need to use OpenAI's key for this feature exclusively, nothing else. Okay, Sanju also has some questions. So yeah, Sanju.
Hi, I'm representing GI Insights. I'm sure Alden knows our company. So we have an issue. The thing is, we have daily AI's news. Alden, you are also a guest to our show. But the thing is, when I'm trying to pull in everyday's news from the YouTube to the custom AI, it's not tracking in the latest news. So I just highlighted it in your Slack, but didn't get much response. So if someone can help me with it, because it's very common, like people come in and say like what is today's news, and like the GPT cannot answer that. So that's
Okay.
a big one.
So Marco or Hira, if they are there, the auto sync for YouTube should work. In fact, in my testing itself, I use the GAI inside YouTube.
Wow.
So,
Paul must be happy. Yeah. So I told Paul, so he asked me to talk to you directly. I know you're super busy and your team is busy. So I thought maybe this is a very good platform where I can highlight like the show is very important to us. And that's a very common question, but it's not working.
okay.
So if you can,
Yeah, the auto sync should be there and it should be daily.
yeah, thank you.
Great.
Okay, then, yeah. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for joining. And yeah, thanks everyone. We'll just come up with our next developer office hours. You'll get emails from us, joining links as well with the agenda and the things will feature or the things will ship. So thanks all. Thanks for joining. I'll see you 2 weeks apart.
Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.